All right, everybody, welcome into 2026, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk to you about my position in Resolve, ladies and gentlemen. That is an AI play, ladies and gentlemen, small cap, a micro small cap at that, ladies and gentlemen, trading at $2.90. Let's look at the all time high, ladies and gentlemen. Look, this thing was trading at $10.90. But I did not get in there, ladies and gentlemen. I got in around this time, ladies and gentlemen. In about this time, ladies and gentlemen, my average cost on this on 2,000 share is $7. $7. But some analysts are talking about this could be a $7 to $15 stock by 2027, ladies and gentlemen. That was the analyst saying, not me, ladies and gentlemen. But my play on this, ladies and gentlemen, is I got 2,740 shares, ladies and gentlemen. I do buy shares in lots of 10 when they're at a certain price under $3. And I also do puts in the money at $3, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the puts. Well, first, I do cover calls. I use 2,000 of it in $3. That's $10, ladies and gentlemen. 2,000 is 200 extra dollars, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you sit on your in shares and hope for it to come back, ladies and gentlemen? And hope for it to come back. No, not me. I do puts. Cash secure puts, ladies and gentlemen, at $3. I am going to do 5 of these. I'm going to make $100 off of 5 of them, ladies and gentlemen. 20 cents times 100 shares is $20. Do 5 contracts. That's 100, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, break even is 275. This could change before Monday, this thing, ladies and gentlemen. But that's what I'm looking at, ladies and gentlemen. To get into more shares, I want 2,000 around $3 worth of shares, $3 shares, and the other 7 at $7. Then I'll keep 2,000 around till I get the $7 mark. Then I will sell to get out at a profit. But during that time, I'll still be doing cover calls on them and making them premium, ladies and gentlemen. And that premium that I make off the cover calls in cash secure puts will be put back into it to buy more cash secure puts or buy them in 10 share slots. I'll show you why I buy them in 10 share lots here, ladies and gentlemen. Look, this is on January 2nd. 10 shares at $22.65. That's cheaper than $3, right? Cheaper than $3. If I sell it at $3, bam, I just made $3.50 per share. That's easy money. $3. That's $30.50 of free money. This one is $25.95. Same thing, 10 shares. I'll show you more. I've done it like 4 times already. 27.05. I bought 10 shares at $2.71. Sell at $3, I make 29 cents. Times 10 shares, that's $29. There's the other one. Bought 10. That's 10 contracts. But you get the idea, ladies and gentlemen. I am buying them at lower prices on Resolve to get it down. When I get Resolve, this 40 shares up to 100, that means I can do cover calls. Cover calls at $3, get 10 cents, $10. That's extra $10. Plus, if it sell at, if the stock go up to 301, sell. I make some extra money on the appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, appreciation. But but I have 2,000 at that. Now the other 700, I had done it last week, 350, but there ain't none right now. We gotta wait for Monday to roll up here, ladies and gentlemen, to see if I can do a 50 cents over. I use on $7 for appreciation. Yes, it's maybe 5 cents a contract, but that's still 35 extra dollars. The way I look at it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not trying to make quick cash, ladies and gentlemen. It's just slowly building it up and lowering down my basis, ladies and gentlemen. As of January 1st, this was $8,800, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're down to $8,626.15. And I will show you, it will lower it because I'm going to add the premium from the cash secure puts and from the cover calls on here, ladies and gentlemen. That will lower my total return and we'll show that on future videos, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm doing, Resolve. It's not financial advice. This is what I'm doing with my money, ladies and gentlemen. And you notice, in one day trading, look, $730 I made. 10% return on my money. Where can you get 10% in one day, ladies and gentlemen? They get more people to look into Resolve. Do your own research, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm doing with money. If it goes to $7 to $15, I have 5,000 shares at $15. That's it. 5,000 times $7. That's $35,000. 5,000 times $15. That's $7,500. Ladies and gentlemen, plus all the premium you get, ladies and gentlemen, and just use that premium. What I'm doing, using that premium to buy more cash secure puts or buy them under $3, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is what I'm doing, Resolve, to lower my cost basis, ladies and gentlemen. Was at $7. Now we're at $6.05. See you on the next one. Peace out.